Didn't want to start today's Vikings video this way, but kind of got to with this type of news. Aaron Rodgers returning to the Green Bay Packers. So the hopes of Rodgers finally leaving the NFC North and making maybe the Vikings the division favorite, well, that's not going to be the case. Also, make note that Rappaport says that he's going to get $200 million. Now, McAfee and Rodgers say that's not true. Something tells me it might actually end up being the case. Either way, Rodgers back in Green Bay, which means I don't feel great about the Vikings winning the division this upcoming year. But hey, maybe with Kevin O'Connell, you make the wild card game, and we've seen teams from the wild card game make it pretty far in the postseason. So, Vikings fans, I'll give you guys a chance here to troll Aaron Rodgers at least a little bit here, using one word only. And remember that YouTube will auto-block certain types of comments. Describe him in just one word. How would you describe Aaron Rodgers? Free agency rumors are here for Minnesota, and this one is intriguing to me. Laken Tomlinson, the current Niners, or I should say, soon-to-be free agent who played for the Niners last year, Laken Tomlinson, has been linked by ESPN to Minnesota. Now, my expectation is that Tomlinson will be among the most coveted offensive guards in free agency this year. And I do think he would be a strong scheme fit for new head coach Kevin O'Connell, given that the Niners' style of offense, and especially from a ground game perspective, and the Rams' style of offense isn't that different. There's very, very similar coaching trees there. Here's what Jeremy Fowler of ESPN wrote. Quote, "He's emerging as a top guard available and could spark a bidding war closer to free agency. The Bengals, the Panthers, the Vikings, the Steelers, Jets, and Seahawks are among the teams that will be in the guard market." Seahawks part's super weird, by the way. My first thought is this. Oh, God, is this team out on Wyatt Davis already? Garrett Bradbury is a good fit in this new style scheme, those athletic type of players, those zone blockers. I think that Ezra Cleveland is a good fit in this system. Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill. Maybe not Wyatt Davis, though, which is, maybe have regrets about taking him in round 3 last year. Could be a trade chip then in the event you actually do sign Laken Tomlinson, because I would assume you play him at right guard, even though he was a left guard last year for San Francisco, and Ezra Cleveland pretty much has that spot locked up at this point. Tomlinson graded out quite well last year, according to Pro Football Focus, like the only outlet that does most offensive line grades. So you want stats and data? Here you guys go on that front. What do you guys think as it relates to Tomlinson? Should the Vikings be in on him, or even another type of top-tier guard? Type Y for yes, they should, N for no. Let me know in the comments right now. Akiem Hicks next up here on today's video. CBS Sports has suggested the Vikings go out and sign Hicks away from the Chicago Bears. Now, the Vikings know him well from the time in the NFC North, and as they move to a 3-4 base scheme under Ed Donatel, the new defensive coordinator, Hicks is a very strong fit. He played some nose guard, some 3-4 defensive end. He's one of your interior guys on that defensive line. Here's what CBS Sports wrote. Quote, "Converting to a 3-4 defense under new coordinator Ed Donatel, the Vikings welcome an AFC North who can plug the gaps and just so happens to have a Pro Bowl history alongside Donatel from their time in Chicago." I actually don't know if this makes the most sense for Minnesota. Now, Sheldon Richardson is a free agent, but you've got both Michael Pierce and Dalvin Tomlinson for now under contract. If you keep both of those two, you're not going to get Akiem Hicks super duper cheap necessarily. So you're paying a premium for your second or third interior defensive lineman. You'll pull one of those guys off the field in your nickel packages most teams use anyway. And that's a lot to pay for unless you cut Michael Pierce. If you cut Pierce, different conversation. So I'd like that idea a little bit more. What I'm saying is I'd rather get another pressure player. Daniil Hunter, we'll see what his future looks like long term. I kind of want to keep him. But Everson Griffin's a free agent. You don't have a lot of provenness elsewhere at edge rusher. maybe Kenny Willekes is a piece for you after all. Who knows? If you're going to spend money on the defensive line, I'd look edge before I would look interior option. So when it comes to free agency, name a player who you want the Vikings to go out and sign. Could be offensive guy, could be defensive. Any position, any player, give me a name in the comments. It is almost St. Patrick's Day, and if you want some Vikings St. Patrick's Day gear on sale, we got you guys covered. Chatsports.com/VikingsGreen. I will make sure that link gets put in the comment section and in the description. We've got gear for you guys on sale. Chatsports.com/VikingsGreen. Men's and women's. I'm going to call it Celtic green, by the way, for Minnesota. I think it looks pretty good overall. Let's discuss the quarterback plan now in Minnesota. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, the new GM, spoke at the Combine and, was a bit open to going various routes. The Vikings did meet with QBs at the Combine. That's been reported and is already out there. And Adofo-Mensah didn't discount drafting one. Now, how much of this is real concern about Kirk Cousins' future, if they want to move on from him, would be it this year or next year? Is it just, general coach or GM speak because, you don't want to tip your hand to anybody, even if it doesn't really matter? Not sure, but here are the quotes from Kwesi, or I'm going to call him Cam, maybe. I'm not going to sit here and stamp this quarterback class. I think there's a lot of talent there, and we'll see what happens. I wish I could tell you for certain anything. Everything's in play, and I hate to be that general, but everything's in play with every player. Well, that would include Kirk Cousins. Now, I think the generalness is a lot more of just GM speak than like him hinting, we're going to dump Kirk Cousins, we're going to trade him to somebody, we're going to, draft a QB and rebuild. That's not really what we're saying. But it's not a commitment either. And we've seen this organization through leaks or through outright statements commit a little bit firmer to their QB in the past. So I wonder, is there a chance Minnesota, maybe not even round 1, maybe in round 2 or round 3, tries the Kellen Mond route again of drafting a QB and seeing if he could be their long-term piece? Cousins is tradable. They might have to eat some of the money, but you'd still save quite a bit. But he's also got 1 year left on his deal. The future of Kirk Cousins, until he signs a new deal, is very much up in the air beyond this season. And maybe Minnesota says, let's try it again to throw a second-round dart. Maybe a Sam Howell or even a Matt Corral in round 2 is somehow available on the board at that point. So what do you guys think? Will the Vikings draft a QB? Type in 1 for yes, they will, or 0 for no, they will not. If you have not already, I am begging you once again to subscribe as producer Jeremy screaming skull in my ear, blowing out my eardrum. Hit that big red button and subscribe for free Vikings videos all season long.